Hello viewers, my name is Mr. Brown. So welcome to Mr. Brown Garage. Um, I have a very deep passion for cars and I'm here to introduce myself and introduce the projects that we are going to run. Um, in this series, we're gonna do a BMW E23 restoration or attempting to. I'm not a mechanic. I never worked on a BMW before. Actually, um, the reason why I opened this channel is to learn from you and invite you to join me on this learning journey. So I got this E23 in 2016. It was a gift from my uncle, and I didn't have any knowledge about technicalities on engines. I just loved cars at the time, and that actually it made me like I want just to put this car on the road. So I made a lot of mistakes. Yes, we all make mistakes, and I was one of them. Um, the mistake I made with the car was deep. So as I'm saying, this is just gonna be an introduction for the project, or maybe something else or something more. But let's see. So I took the car. The car didn't have an engine or gearbox, so I installed the car. I installed the gearbox and the engine. The car was working. It was working fine, and yeah, it was working fine, but it didn't last for long. Maybe 1 week. It was misfiring, and yeah. So stay tuned for the video that is following, and I'm gonna show you everything. We're gonna go through everything about the car right now. Mozambique, Maputo to be precise. A place with beautiful beaches, blue waters, white sand. Perfect. Perfect sunrises. Palm trees. A place for you to enjoy your holidays. And not that amazing city, but very nice to be, cozy. And the place where I got this E23. It was a gift from my late uncle. He passed me down the legacy, a legacy that I try to keep up every day as we speak. Didn't have an engine or gearbox, so it received a 325 IS engine, and it was running great. Well, with a lot of faults. Sometimes it would misfire, sometimes it had a mind of its own. But I could really have fun with it. And then, after 2 years at the workshop, this was the state. The mechanic took to a neighbor's yard and left it there. The car was rotting. Everything was growing around it. It had black spiders. Yeah, it was scary. It had tons and tons of cockroaches. I never see so many cockroaches like this in a car. It was disgusting, to be precise. But still, it was my car. And I towed to my mom's house, and this is what I have. A non-complete engine. Rust and corrosion everywhere. Even the tires and the wheels they took. It was just sad. Still, I have this car and I have to live up the legacy. It was a gift. It was a legacy. This car, my mom got married on this car. I remember, I have pictures of it, I will share. But it breaks my heart that it's like this. And I was so ashamed with myself. For some reason, I have a hard time trying to understand who put those windows there, because I don't know. And when you come here, like, ooh, what is that? I can't touch that with my bare hands. Anyway, come, let come here inside. Here inside it's worse. So look at this. Yeah, and I have to undo all these seats. And there is a big hole there. Some people are having a party here, but this all has to go away. I don't understand this and this. Don't know if it had electric windows and manual windows. I remember using the manual windows. I never used the electrical ones. Oh. Yeah, so the sabotage in this car is just amazing. Like, as you can see, it's all over. I guess they tried to steal the computer box, but they couldn't find. It stays here. But okay, let's see if it's still there, the computer box. So the other sabotage was here. At least they left the spark plugs inside. Okay, I don't wanna do it. So that is the fuse box. Let's get into it. They cut the wires here and they cut the wires here, but there's nothing in between. There's nothing in between. But they cut the wires here and they cut the wires here. There's nothing in between. These wires, they go like this. Who would cut just wires? To do what? I mean, I haven't had time to understand this, but that's life. So, as you can see, only one rim was left. The other ones were stolen. At this point, I took out the bonnet so I could have the free engine bay. And I thought that the engine was complete, but I couldn't really use it. I was happy because they left the starter and the fuse box was complete. Well, they wouldn't use that on any other car actually. So yeah, I always have kids around just to be happy. It was a very difficult moment for me. So after some time, I started accessing even more the corrosion. The car was bad, very, very, very bad. I couldn't understand. And my mind was still spinning around the wire cuts. I could open the passenger door, and the trim was actually good because they couldn't open it as well. It was clean, but then I looked at the glove box, and yeah, it was not that great what I found in there. Yeah, that's a used condom. Someone was having fun inside my car, and there was a lot of rubbish. All that rubbish I was actually scared to touch because previously when I was removing the back seat, I found tons and tons of big cockroaches. A lot of cockroaches. I didn't want to actually find more cockroaches in there. I was so disgusted. All those cockroaches were living here under the back seat, and there was some too on the boot. So I managed to clean it out and put all the rubbish on the other side. Yeah, there was something that I would still need to assess. Well, I need to strip all the car. So at this point, I realized that I needed some help. So I called a panel beater and a guy that does the spray paint, and they will help me assessing the car. And it was a lengthy conversation that we had, and they were assessing the car, checking about what could be done, the corrosion, and if we could actually reuse the panels, the doors, and all this stuff. And they had some good news and some bad news. And the good news were that we could actually revive the car. The bad news was that it would be great if we found replacement parts, doors, and some panels, because it was too much of corrosion. And at that point, I was kind of thinking, how would I do that? Because these cars are very, very, very rare. I didn't think that I could find actually a car that I could use as a donor for this one. But that got me thinking, what do I do now? So I kept stripping. And so stripping I was. And it was a lot of strip. Rust everywhere, corrosion everywhere, holes inside the doors. I couldn't understand how that was possible. I mean, it has only been 2 years, but judging where the car was, it was a lot. Every single bolt fought back, but nothing is invisible to WD-40. Oh, that thing is amazing. I will tell you, whoever wants to do something, use WD-40. Then I tackled the back, removing the tail lights. There are holes in there. It was just a lot. I started taking out the doors. Those doors are actually very easy to come out. Not too much of a fight. I didn't understand it first, but I fought a lot on the first door. But the second one was just easy, even though the rear left door broke one of the hinges when I took out. I didn't understand how bad it was until I saw it. So for something else, I used some anti-rust spray paint, just to avoid the rust to go over and above. So as you can see, the doors are stripped. The passenger seat was out. I kept tackling the interior because that's what I needed really to come out. The glass, the broken glass from the window was still there. So after some cleaning, I know that it will show exactly what I was looking for. But remember, guys, every time when you're stripping a car, make sure you tag every bolt. Well, the ones that come out, make sure you know where everything is, put everything in one place, organized to know what goes where. It's very important, otherwise you're gonna be just jumping around. It was a very happy day for me. I'm happy for my progress. The car is gonna be out. I don't know if it's soon or what is gonna be needed. Well, let's see. there is all the rubbish that came out from the car. And we gave a good clean on it. We washed the interior, we swept it, and we could actually see what the corrosion and the rust did to the car. All that times the car sitting in one place, the moisture and everything. And at that point I realized I need a donor car. Would I need it for real? Oh, so at this point I realized I need a donor car. That's when things get interesting. So after all that, I decided to come back to South Africa, which is where I live. And I started looking on Facebook Marketplace. It's my best place. I like to shop on oh, I love my Facebook Marketplace. You can find anything there, even on things that you don't want. You can find them. So I went to Facebook Marketplace, and surprise, 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 I found a donor car, which is this. And I fell in love with it. Even though it has a partial burn on the front, as you can see, the car seemed to be perfect. There was something between me and the car I don't quite understand. It actually clinked on me. I was like, oh, I'm in love with this car. And I realized that I have a weak spot for E23s. Actually, I like old BMWs. The new ones, not so much, but the old ones, they have this spice. They have this ka-ching. You understand? They look nice. I like that shark front. I like it. I love it. And so I bought it. But